What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. If you have not seen any of my videos, we're going to be speaking on the Aries for this reading. Let's begin. Got my manifestation cards. Let's see what we got. Alright, Spirit, what we got? Alright, we have detoxify, right? And a lot of this times, it doesn't necessarily have to do with, hopefully you guys can see that, right? Just reminding myself that my last video I didn't post. If you guys saw it, my cards were backwards. I will make sure that they are the correct way this time, right? So I'm gonna make sure I swap that along. Now, detoxifying yourself. This is separation from anything toxic, not only within your body but also spiritually, right? Now, not all the time are we gonna know who is toxic or what's toxic for our bodies. Sometimes we're gonna slip up. Sometimes we have our cheat days. You guys know what those are. You guys go get yourself a slice of pizza, even though it's probably not the best for you. Those are cheat days. We're allowed a little break, right? Also, if you guys want to give a little slack, okay, for an example, to keep peace. I know people that I don't certainly deem as straight 100% positive, but if I see them anymore or something like that, it's not being fake, just keeping the peace, you know what I mean? You don't have to react in a way where it's like, oh, I don't want to speak to that person because they did me wrong. No, if they speak, hey, what's up, and keep it moving, because you have better things to worry about than, holding on that grudge in the past. You don't have to be buddy-buddy with them. However, you don't necessarily want to, bring back that negative energy, especially coming from your end. You want your end to be, look, we don't agree on things, that's fine. You keep your situation, I keep my situation. We speak when we speak, and then we keep it moving. That's the best way that I feel like you could detoxify yourself, right? Because I know a lot of you guys have parents, and of course, if something happens to them, it's probably going to be pressure for you to go to, now I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean, when their time's up and things like that. So I don't necessarily want to, put that energy out there, but, don't ever feel like you have to necessarily keep that energy that was initial, right? So detoxifying yourself as best as possible, as best that, as far as you can. Because I know a lot of people still stay with certain people, so, relax, right? This is just taking a break now and then, you know what I mean? Having a day to relax actually kind of makes it. What it does is, let's say for an example, let's say you work, right? Let's say you work any job or whatever, right? The reason why we have break days is to kind of separate our work and our relax time. If you never relax or give yourself a break from your situations, then technically you're not even working hard. You're just working, right? You might think you're working hard, but really you're just consistently working because you're not giving yourself that separation to determine whether you work hard or when you relax, right? So when we have off days and we give ourselves a break, it doesn't necessarily have to be the whole entire day. If you are determined to continue, then just give yourself an hour or 2 hours of peace, of quietness, of reading, stepping away from kind of the thing that you're into, not thinking about it so much, you know what I mean? Relaxing is going to bring you guys back to where you need to be. We have trust all will be well, right? Trust and all will be well. As long as you guys focus on your priorities and you focus on your principles, you focus on your house being clean, you focus on, treating people at least initially, right? I know that not everybody's gonna get along. I understand that. But when you want to walk in the light, you want to present yourself. You want to give that energy. You know what I mean? You want to, like for me, for an example. I've had somebody tell me that when they see me, they're not going to speak to me. I reply, like, I don't do that, but they're welcome to, you know what I mean? If I speak and they don't speak, I get that all the time, you know what I mean? I'm good in a grocery store, I speak, nobody speaks, that's fine, because I put my best foot forward. They don't have to. I'm happy within my life. I'm not gonna compare and say I'm happier than somebody, but I'm happy within my life. So I have nothing to worry about. Now this can be the same for you guys, right? Once you guys put your best foot forward and you focus on all your guidelines and hit all your key points, that's when you know that you're on the right trail. If everybody wants to know about success and things like that, that's the simplicity of it, right? Putting your best foot forward. Also, while you're doing this, right? Understand that these things do come with good habits. Good habits bring good rewards, and you got to trust the process with everything you're doing. So even if you're not necessarily right on cue, like this whole YouTube channel has been built off of trial and error. But being consistent allows it to come more easier, and you're probably never going to be perfect, but you get as close to perfect as possible, right? So, and within the process, you got to just trust it, right? What else we got? We got to tune to the divine, right? So kind of tune in. Just feel your environment out, right? I really want to just say that. Feel your environment out. As you go through with life, I don't know why that sounds like that, scratchy. As you go through with life, you want to always feel your moments, right? You want to be a part of the present moment. You don't necessarily want to say to yourself, well, I'm going to focus on the future, or I'm going to reflect on the past all the time. You actually want to live in the present. That's what it really means to be happy. Because at that moment, you're just satisfied and you're content with what you have at that very moment. You don't necessarily have to be like, oh, this is all I need. I mean, you can go out and get more if you choose to, but this is about, really appreciating everything you've worked for and really understanding that your past made your present, right? And your present and how you handle your present is how you're going to determine your future, or is going to determine your future, right? So for an example, if you guys, let's say you guys are in the house right now, right? And there's dishes in your sink, and you decide, look, I'm going to be the present, right? I'm not going to focus on the past and distract me from what's going on right now. Clean those dishes, that's going to determine how your future is going to go. That's going to determine if you're going to have a clean house in the morning, or if you're going to have roaches crawling through and have to pay for an exterminator. You know what I mean? So it's just little things like that a lot of us overlook. And I say us because we are part of the collective. We all made these mistakes. We all will make more mistakes in the future. But it's just a part of life, right? So make sure you guys are tapped in. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Make sure that you guys are feeling the environment out, feeling that there's spiritual things going on around you. Everything is moving, right? The earth is moving faster than we could even believe, right? But it's all in life. It's all in the universe. It's just how the energy works, right? But once you tap in and feel the present moment, and you'll be able to understand things more. You'll be a lot happier with yourself. You'll be a lot more content. Now, this can also determine if you're actually satisfied where you're at, and this will motivate you. So anytime you think that, oh well, you're less likely to put things off, right? Is what I'm trying to say. You're less likely to say, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, because you have to live in present moment. You're more likely to say, I'm gonna handle whatever I need to handle today, and then tomorrow will bring what tomorrow brings. So you're more likely to live within the present. So you're more likely to be happy and satisfied with what you have. All right, we have here, trust the universe, right? Again, make sure that you guys are, becoming the present moment, right? Trusting things really well, trusting the universe, allowing things to play itself out. I know there's a lot of rush, you know what I mean? There's a lot of rush wanting to get things. I've learned, and I've become a lot happier just understanding that, where I'm at in life, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be any bigger or any smaller. This is where I'm supposed to be in life. This is where I'm supposed to be on my YouTube channel. This is where I'm supposed to be physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. These are all of the things that I am supposed to be, right? I'm not going to try to rush and be something or, anything like that. I'm allowing the universe to play itself out, right? Everything has its rules. Because if we start to thinking that we're supposed to be something different, what if the universe decides to change its mind and puts us in a different position, but then we end up losing more than we gained, right? So let's just be practical, handle all your necessary civilian needs and things like that. Shower, be responsible, handle your priorities. If you guys have cars, make sure you guys on top of your car, maintenance and all of those things. Once you be in practical, because we live in a practical civilian world, once you be practical and you do all of these things and you trust that the universe has you where you exactly need to be, you become happy, you become more, more alert, more grateful for the things that you have. Then moving forward, the universe sees that you're working within, your guidelines. Things start to pop off. When you see opportunities come your way, when you see new offers, when you see new situations, new things you're able to do that you never thought you could do before, right? So it's just these type of things, it all comes within the universe. We have leave the past behind. Understandably, you guys are probably going to talk about the past, right? Because we're human, right? I mean, it's not just women, it's not just men that gossip. Everybody gossips. Everybody talks about things, talks about people, talks about scenarios, situations, and all of these things. We're human, right? We're not robots where we're just going to automatically train. But you gotta practice moving past, moving on, right? Because there's nothing in the past that you want. If you did, you'll still have it today, whether it's relationship, family gatherings, whatever the case is, linking up with your favorite friend. If all of that was, supposed to be, then it will be to this day, right? Obviously, you guys have stopped doing it because maybe it was hurting you or something that you was uncomfortable with, right? And they would say that, being around things that are uncomfortable makes you better and da 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 da. But you guys don't necessarily want to be around things that makes you uncomfortable, because you want to have peace. You want to find tranquility. You want to find, a relaxed state, right? That's exactly why people work so hard, so that they can sit on the beach and drink coconuts out of a coconut. You know what I mean? Drinking coconut water out of a coconut. But if work, you know what I'm saying? So I really want you guys to understand that the goal in life is to be at peace. The goal in life is to reach this level of understanding and this level of discipline. Yes, you want to have discipline because you want to be able to do things in the rain as well, right? But you also want to find peace within that discipline, right? Find your own, you have to find your own rhythm. You have to find your own flow, right? You see somebody next to you in the gym doing 300,000 push-ups. That don't mean you have to go to that length, because that is his goal, right? So you guys are going to have your own goals and your own journeys, right? Your own life choices you're going to make, that's going to determine your future. But when it comes down to the past, it's okay to reflect. It's just not, you don't necessarily want to, allow it to control you, right? Allow it to determine your actions. Allow it to bring you down. It doesn't matter if it's family. It doesn't matter anything. One thing I've learned, right, as a person, is I treat myself as a bird, you know what I mean? Which means that a bird leaves his nest and doesn't go back. It creates its own nest. So I know a lot of us civilians, or like when you're in a civilian lifestyle where they, we'll see other people enjoying their time with their, like my mom and me don't really, are not really we're on decent terms, but we're not like, how other parents, moms and stuff. And sometimes I gotta be grateful, because at least I knew my mom. A lot of people didn't know their mom. A lot of people, their moms died before they was even born, things like that. So we just gotta, during birth type of thing. So we just gotta appreciate even these slightest moments, even if we're not, that's one another thing. We gotta stop comparing ourselves to others, because we have to remember that, we're still here. We can move on. We can defend for ourselves. We can learn to, if we don't know how to defend for ourselves, we can learn it, right? I remember when I first got my apartment, and it's nothing to brag or boost or none of that. You feel me? This is just to show you guys that, listen, it's going to get rough, it's going to get tough, like they say, but, as you are willing to understand and are willing to learn and are willing to grow and grasp the concept of, life and what it means to, kind of experience. And like I said, once you just have your functions, your apartment, it doesn't matter how big or how small it is, as long as you have your living conditions sorted, you have a form of income. First, get that form of income first. And it's not a financial channel, but I do want to give you guys advice. Get a form of income, whatever that might be. Then you associate that with financial situations, an apartment, bills, things like that, right? So just be mindful of all of these things that you can potentially do that's going to bring you closer and closer to your goals, right? Financial goals and things like that, right? But again, my past wasn't what I wanted it to be, right? But got to move on, right? We can't let that prevent me. I can't let that distract me from my goals in the future, right? So I just want to give you guys that. We have forgive, right? And this is what I'm learning to do. I'm learning to forgive. Hold on, you guys. I'm learning to forgive, right? Forgive those situations that happened in the past. Forgive the people that's hurt me, because, I've listened to a lot of wise quotes, a lot of wisdom from, older people and things like that, or even younger people. Some people have wisdom, and it's just about experiences. Like, they might have went through something that's taught them something that teaches us. That's the beauty of social media. But that's another thing. When you guys on social media, try to see beauty within it. If you're going to be on there and just going to disturb your mind and it's just going to be brainwashing you, then you might as well take advantage of that brainwash, right? You might as well take it to say, okay, start looking at social media and clips. If you're going to spend your time watching shorts on YouTube, look at their shorts and say, what can I learn from these shorts? Like, what is this something? Start looking in the background of the videos, right? Stop, just not look at what's being shared in front of you, but look at the things that they don't tell you, right? And this is kind of like, that's what I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to look at social media a lot more different than what it's being presented, but more so like me learning from it. And I've learned a lot. You know, I've learned one of these quotes on this like wisdom channel where they was talking about how, you know, if somebody hurt you, and if you can't seem to, if you can understand why they did it, it's a lot easier to forgive. If you can't see why they did it, then of course it's gonna be a lot harder. But it's if they seem like they're a confused person, then maybe it's something, you know, to feel sorry for them. You know, like I've known people, I've knew a situation where somebody said something strange to me, you know what I mean, very random, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this person's confused, you know what I mean? I didn't know it at the time, but looking back on it, I think, yeah, that person's definitely confused. Because especially when people come out of the like blue and say some crazy stuff to you, and it's just like, you know what, it's things like that. Just walk away from it, or just, you know, if you're gonna entertain it, put them. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta, if it's not like, if it's like social media wise, or, you know, virtually, if you want to just say a little piece and then, you know, leave it at that, then leave it at that. Of course, if this was like a friend or family member, then you just know that the relationship that you once had is not what you have today, right? So I just want to make that clear to you guys, right? When it comes on to leaving being forgiven, or forgiving somebody, you're not necessarily forgetting what they've done to you or things like that, but you're just kind of moving on because, like I said, you got better things in life to worry about, right? We don't necessarily just want to worry about what somebody done in our past, or, you know, things like that. We want to grow our future. That's the whole point of this channel, is to give you guys, you know, some sort of insight on how can you guys create a better future for yourself. And don't feel guilty watching videos, right? Don't feel guilty. You guys are learning. I just recently rewatched Brother Bear 1 and Brother Bear 2, and I've learned some new things about that. I enjoy watching it. So you guys got to go back and watch movies and things like that on your spare time, on your free time, which means that all your other principles and things sorted are done. You've went to work. You sorted out your business. You sorted your kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your responsibilities are met, and you have free time. You know, watch some videos, watch some films. Don't feel guilty watching YouTube, just as long as you change your mindset and watch it to where you're learning something rather than to where you're just sitting there watching anything, you know? So just keep that in mind. And anything and everything can teach you something valuable. We just have to open our minds to it. Alright. Of course, some things shouldn't be on the internet, but, you know, your character will show. If your character is like about learning, 9 10 times you're going to start looking up things to learn. Take inspired action. This is kind of like confirmation for what I was just talking about with the videos. If something inspires you, right? If something inspires you, implement that into your life. I've been watching this YouTuber where this guy's like, you know what I'm saying, his got muscle, right? And he seems, he appears to be like tough, which I'm pretty sure he is a tough guy. But one thing about it, his more than that, because he explained something that was very enlightening for a lot of people. I feel like it's like, even when you're that big, or when you're that big or whatever, you want to still use your mind. You know, your mind is something that you're gonna have. And I've thought about this a long time ago, or like a few weeks ago, where your mind is something you're going to have even after the muscles go on, or even after you're not fit no more, even after you're not working where you work at no more, when you're retired or when you're older and things like that. Mind is a powerful thing, you know. In fact, your mind is the reason why you do what you do today, right? It's the reason why you're watching this video. It's the reason why you made it this far to this video. It's the reason why you've even decided to pick up your phone this morning, right? So I just want to give you guys that description when it comes down to it. Your mental state. When you guys take in situations, if you can apply that within your life, then it's perfect. I'm gonna speak on the situation he talked about. He talked about like people that, you know, probably mess with them or whatever, like if it's like at a grocery store or something, and say this person is not really of a life-threatening situation. If it's not life-threatening, it's best to just walk away. Don't even entertain it. Don't even, you know, give arguments towards it. Don't even give them that time of day, especially if it's physical. Like if they're in your face and it's not like virtual on like social media or something. If they're in your face and they could potentially, it can lead further than what it needs to be. It's best to just walk away. And I felt that was a pretty solid tip that I can share with you guys. You know what I mean? I've learned something, so I decided to pass that knowledge on to you guys. If it's not something that's life-threatening, of course, if it's life-threatening, defend yourself. But this is an example to show, like, I used to feel guilty watching social media and things like that, but now I've tapped in a way to, you know, learn from each thing that I've observed. And as I'm handling my business and handling my priorities, that's where I'm able to have that free time to watch social media and things like that. So If you guys do, don't feel guilty. Just learn from it, as I do, as you are right now, as you're watching social media. Let me know what you guys think. This is gonna be finishing up on the reading for the Aries. I will see you guys real soon in the next video. Hopefully my mic is pretty close. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. Hopefully there's not a lot of scuffle in the background from the AC. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. I do appreciate you guys' comments. I do read them. I do like them. All of that good stuff. I do reply. So as long as it's something like I said, I look at life like this. I don't really leave negative comments on people's things, or even I barely comment on people's stuff. I don't comment on people's stuff. But you know what I mean, if I'm very in tune with it, I may. But I haven't seen any video where like really. So me personally, I don't really do it, but I do like, and I do, you know, like the videos, and I show support because I feel like, you know, and why not? So with that being said, if it is a comment that is like, you know what I mean, it's not really relevant, you know what I mean, then probably not. You feel me? I'm probably just gonna ignore it, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna take it down or nothing, but I'm just gonna ignore it. So I just want to give you guys that advice that if you guys are starting YouTube, or you're starting a journey, or whatever the case is, this is the YouTube is the same thing as any other career. If you look at it that way, you'll be successful. But it's the same situation, you know what I mean? What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, if you guys starting a channel or starting a career and you have them naysayers and negative people, don't even pay that no mind. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, do things on the back end, like I'm reading or whatever. Like my lifestyle is helping me. Being unique and being authentic has helped me with my YouTube channel. So it's not just about hopping on her and speaking to you guys, because obviously I have to know what I'm talking about, and to know what I'm talking about, I have to go through it, right? So I go through it, and then I just come on her and I talk. So, but just don't pay that no mind. You know what I mean? Like be authentic, be to yourself, be real. It's better to grow a tree from continuously watering it, right? And know how to nurture that tree and know what that tree does, and could describe that tree from the leaf to the roots, or the roots to the leaf, than to stumble upon a tree that's already been grown and not know nothing about it and eat the tree and it's poisonous. You know what I mean? So that's why I just say you guys just to, you know, grow yourselves and be who you are, right? There's no point of having a mansion if you can't maintain a mansion. There's no point of having nothing if you can't maintain it. It's all about maintenance. That's what people really should be focusing on. What can they maintain? You know what I'm saying? These sources. Obviously, finances and all that are controlled, so I really wouldn't focus too much on that. I would focus on being happy and, you know, just kind of just, you know, obviously if you want to, I mean, do your thing, but remember, we got 24 hours a day. You know, be practical about it. And obviously, if you're thinking about financial growth, you got to expand, right? You got to, you know, start something that can expand to multiple people within little time. So that's just something for you guys to food for thought. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys on the next virtual video.